Good day, everyone. I'm David Paul. I'm the Managing Director of VectorVest in the UK. And at VectorVest, we put a value, a safety of earnings, and a number to the trend of every company on the London stock market every single day. And we rate all of the shares in the London stock market by a combination of value, safety of earnings, and the trend. And we want to buy those shares when the general market is rising. And the very first slide is all about the general market itself. We firmly believe that whether the market is rising or falling, everything follows from that. And that direction is the key to making money relatively easily in the stock market. So as we go into the trading day, the longer term trend, which position traders would use, is still down on the London market and in fact in the American market as well. And it's been down since the start of October. The shorter term trend, as we can see in the next slide, has turned up. So as we go into the trading day and VectorVest speak, we have in fact an up-down situation. The short-term trend is up, longer-term trend is down. If you're a position trader, not quite time to get into the market as yet, but you should in fact be preparing a watch list of shares for action if and when the longer-term trend turns up and is in sync with the short-term trend. So, and that chart that I've got shows green and red triangles. The red triangles mark downturns in the market. The last one was on the 2nd of October. And the green triangles mark upturns in the market. It's been a very good year at VectorVest. We've been running up very nicely since the 9th of January, and any pullbacks haven't in fact caused any significant harm to the portfolios. So I've got 4 opportunities from 4 different sectors of the market that I think are worthy of your consideration. And the first one is a share called Augean, and since I picked it the other day, it's had in fact a very, very good run. The share price in the candlestick format, above the share price, the green thick line is the VectorVest valuation, so it was significantly undervalued, and the blue line in the window below the price is forecast earnings per share, rising linearly and strongly. And Augean burst out of that consolidation pattern the other day in some style and is now moving up towards our valuation. I think it's still got legs. That gap through the obvious trend line is what I refer to as a rocket launcher, and a gap through an obvious trend line in a share with good fundamentals is a really good trading opportunity. The only worry about Augean is that they have an altercation with HMRC, which in fact is still being decided. So that's the only worry about that share. Everything else looks very good indeed. The next opportunity is Games Workshop. I've been looking at this for quite a long time now. As you can see, earnings per share growing very strongly in that window below the price. The price pulled back in a textbook 5-wave flag pattern, and it's pushed up, it's gone back and kissed the top line defining the flag, and as the general market has been going nowhere, it's also going sideways. I would expect when the general market turns up that this share can move strongly. It is a bit pricey, that's for sure, but the earnings are there to support it. It's above the VectorVest valuation in the short term, but the earnings, I believe, are there to support it. So I would think that that's going to burst up and burst up quite strongly as the general market turns. Next opportunity is a gold mining stock that stood us in very good stead at VectorVest. This is Polymetals, and although I haven't got it on the chart, the last resistance point a few weeks ago was in fact a 5-year high. It needs to get through that level. The gold price, as you all know, probably has pulled back a little bit. It could easily pull back a little bit more, but Polymetal is sitting very strong there in that tight consolidation. If this breaks, it's going to break strongly in the upside. I think that the gold market can quite easily go sideways for a day or two yet, and might even make a new low before it turns up. But in Elliott speak, I'm convinced that we're in a wave 4 in the gold market, and that sooner or later, maybe by the middle of November, we can push very, very strongly in the gold market until about March 2020. So I'm quite bullish on gold from here, and I think Polymetal will go with it. And the last opportunity, this is Redrow. Now, there's quite a few building stocks in UK PLC that we could actually choose from. I personally have a position in Belgravia as well. I like the look of this share. As you can see, earnings per share, forecast earnings per share growing strongly and linearly. That's a 5-year chart, a weekly chart. The share has gone sideways, and it's just burst out of what chartists refer to as a cup and handle formation. It's undervalued, and I think can make its way up towards the £8.50 level relatively quickly. The shorter term trend on VectorVest on the overall market has turned up. Aggressive traders could use that to get into positions. Position traders should wait until the longer term trend joins the shorter term trend, pushing upwards. And if you follow VectorVest, I'll keep you well informed of that. If you would like to be able to find these shares for yourself, well, two ways. Well, we'll be at the Investors Show in Hammersmith on Friday, and then of course I have a afternoon seminar in central London on November the 2nd. Everybody's welcome. If you go to vectorvest.co.uk, click on live events, you'll see both events there, and it'll be a great pleasure to meet you. Okay, it's a free seminar, runs between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock on Saturday, November the 2nd. Thank you very much.